stand by and action!
I overheard something today. I think they were talking about assassinating President Suwani. Here at the UN.
Secret Service. We're with Foreign Dignitary Protection. It's a branch of the United States government.
You're not in the United States. This is international territory.
Do you think you could identify the voice you heard if you heard it again?
Yes.
Did shooting the interpreter give you any insights into how the UN operates?
I really didn't know that much about it as an institution, and so I did an enormous amount of research just into its history and why it came about in the first place, and obviously met a lot of the ambassadors that are functioning there, working there now, and the way in which it functions in terms of the world and what it attempts to do. So it wasn't surprising, it was more just an eye-opener.
What do we make of this interpreter? My opinion, it's a hoax.
I'd rather make the mistake of believing her than the bigger one of not.
The last thing we can afford is to have some foreign leader get popped on our soil. NSA, CIA, FBI, whatever you need, it's yours.
Who was that in the park?
It's got nothing to do with you.
When you get access to the UN building, does that involve changes to the script or any compromises?
Well, as the actor, I think actors are given so much more power these days, but I'm not. So I'm unaware. I mean, I really don't take a producing title on any of my films, or I try to just stay as the actor. So I say, did we get the UN? And Sidney Pollack says to me, yes. And that's the extent of it. I really don't want to turn it into, I stay very much away from the decisions, the way in which things are orchestrated, what's being changed, and I just try to stay completely in the role as the actor and of the character.
They saw me up there, or they could have. I don't know, I'm not sure. Someone tried to run me over this morning, I think.
You think?
I'm scared, and my protector is someone who doesn't believe me.
Are we using her as bait?
Your character speaks a fictional language. Now, a lot of the skills an actor has to learn are actually quite useful things, but a made-up language.
Is definitely never going to be called upon again. But I think what it does is it keeps your mind agile. I mean, when you're learning languages, any language, whether it be a make-believe language or French or Italian, the agility of your mind is what's interesting. And with an actor, you're so used to remembering lines anyway. But when it's a made-up language, there's no reference for it. So it's not like you're looking at something going TV, art, and this is the equivalent word. You're actually just having to learn sounds, which is a really hard thing to do because you're phonetically just having to memorize sounds with no reference.
Can you tell me what somebody like you is doing at a rebel rally?
The question you should be asking is, why would somebody take a picture and type the names of everyone in it on the back? Is a death list.
And your character is a very strong defender of the UN's role in diplomacy. Does that give you, was that something that was easy, you already held those views, or was it something you had to...
Well, not so much in terms of the UN, but in terms of just the world, and I suppose just my nature is one of forgiveness. I mean, I think my character gives that beautiful speech about revenge and what it actually accomplishes. And so much of life is learning to deal with what life brings you and not seeking revenge. So I suppose that's what I found beautiful, was that there was this heroic female character who wasn't someone that was sort of actually it's about forgiveness and peace and about finding that, and I like those themes, obviously.
Are you going to be there until morning?
Yeah, I'll be here.
He's here.
We're out of time, Tobin.
Of all the people that I've looked into since this thing started, the one with the darkest history is you.